I'd like to welcome everyone to today's edition of the Software Spotlight. And today, joining us from California, we have Kanad Balkar, who is the Chief Product Officer and co-founder of Potion. And Potion is a tool designed to help salespeople close more deals. And it's a video prospecting tool designed for that B2B market and to help them record personalized videos at scale and get the messages out to prospects. So, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me on, Michael. Super cool to be on this podcast. I've like watched or listened to some of the episodes already. So yeah, really cool to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, wonderful. And, I know, to be honest with you, a lot of our visitors and subscribers have been watching the solution and the evolution. And I've actually had the opportunity to use the product as well. And I'll be honest with you, it's very exciting where it's at right now. And I can see you are on quite the trajectory in terms of growing the subscriber base. So really exciting to hear, and hopefully we can help some people that are on the edge of their seats trying to decide which way to go make the decisions. So I was hoping, just at a high level, can you tell us a little bit of the background of Potion and the problem it solves for the market and how it came to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not a sales guy, as you can tell. I'm an engineer by trade. But for my previous startups, I was trying to test um, different ways of acquiring new users, new customers. How can we get more deals? And I realized that if you send a personalized video to someone in your cold email outreach campaigns, they're way more likely to respond to you. But you can't create personalized videos for every single person on your prospects list. So we decided to build Potion. And Potion essentially just, you can record a video of yourself, and Potion will personalize it for you with like the greeting of the prospect for each of the prospect, their website in the background, customize the whole page to your own branding and stuff like that. It's really cool. So that's like a quick 10-second background on Potion.
Ah, there you go. Well, it gives us a good idea as to how it solves a problem for the market. So coming into this, obviously you said you had the engineering background. Um, did you come up with the idea originally, or how did things get to where they are? How did you come up with the solution and get it to market?
A great question. So Potion is actually the very first video personalization tool for salespeople. Believe it or not, we were really the first to the market for this. Uh, if if not the first, we were probably like the second or third company that actually did video generative AI. We've been doing this for like 3 or 4 years before like generative AI thing or even the AI thing was cool.
Sure.
Um, so having an engineering background helped me understand what's possible, and just testing out different things from a salesperson's perspective, even though I'm not a professional salesperson, could help me uh, connect the dots between what's needed and what can be done. And then the rest was history. So we just started building Potion about 3 years ago and built the first version of the AI, kept on iterating on it till now.
Very exciting. And so at a high level, for a salesperson, what may they have been doing before, and how has this changed their day to day for how they're using this solution to close more, book more appointments or close more deals, or give me an idea as to what the old world was and what the new world is.
Great question. So in the old world, which still is somewhat of the current world, is people create cold outreach campaigns, SDRs and BDRs, or their managers set it up for them. And usually they have 3 or 4 email sequence, text-based only, and they send it out to their prospects. They measure open rates, click-through rates, demo booking rates to measure the success of the campaign, and they tweak the copy here and there to optimize. So that's how people operate on just on a high level right now. Uh, but we know with certainty that if you send somebody a personalized video, they're incredibly more likely to uh, either click on the video or watch the video or reply to you or book a demo with you. So we've seen ridiculous results, like 5x more click-through rates on emails when you include a personalized video. So that's where we see cold outreach campaigns succeeding. That's the new world that we are going into, and the video itself is crafted specifically for each individual with their greeting, their website or the LinkedIn, whatever you want to put in the background as picture in picture.
Sure.
The video page itself has ways for them to connect with you, either with Calendly integrations or other widgets. So it makes it super easy for people to consume your content, build a connection with you without even talking to you first, and then schedule a call with you. So that's the new world we are looking at.
So are so the main customer that's using this is probably someone on the outbound team, like a sales team, or have you seen other use cases for the solution?
Correct. So there are three major use cases. The first one is what you mentioned. So an SDR or a BDR representative who are on the outbound team for startups, small SMEs, well, SMEs. So that's the one use case, one persona. The other
Sure.
one is agency owners. So a lot of people are coming out of COVID era started building their own outbound agencies. That's about a third of our user base and customer base. They run and build their own business. Maybe it's a husband and wife shop or three or four people, friends. That of an agency. That's the second type of a person. They're still doing
Sure.
cold outbound. And the third persona is marketing or support folks who build personalizations through automations. So Ocean has this really cool feature called with webhooks and Zapier connections. You can literally send somebody a personalized video when they sign up on your product, or you can send somebody an answer to an FAQ in a personalized way when somebody asks a question on your HubSpot chat. So people are starting to use personalization in videos very creatively
Very
for
creatively.
marketing and support as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously being the first to respond is gonna help to close more deals, so that
Mm-hmm.
is huge. Talking about some of the numbers, so you were saying that you've seen, as opposed to a traditional email with just text, you're seeing much higher rates of click-throughs and talk to me about some
Yep.
of the numbers. What are you saying?
Actually, let me just pull up a couple of case studies for you.
Sure,
So we've seen a wide array of uh, applications of the tool, and different teams see different kinds of results. From all the way up to like companies like SAP to like one or two person startups. So one of the agencies that we work closely with, they were able to increase their sales close conversion rate from 0.6% to 3.5% using Potion. And the
wow,
way they do that is uh, whenever somebody watches their video, we show like, hey, this person has watched your video. So every week they'll go through the list of prospects that have watched their video, and then they just call them like, hey, I saw you that you watched my video, blah blah. So uh, that alone increased their like conversion rate, and going from 0.6% to 3.5% is not a small jump.
no, not at all.
It's a really big lift in your bottom line, and we just want to keep on providing these types of results to like every user that we have. In case of SAP, like when we started uh, rolling out our pilot program, we onboarded about 50 sales reps in about 3 weeks time, and SDs started using Potion daily and averaged five or more opportunities booked in the same amount of time as before Potion. Uh, and for a company that size, they're only dealing with really large uh, deal size. So five more opportunities in, uh, per cycle is really big lift for them. So
Sure.
yeah, like those are a couple of the case studies that I can share with you.
Yeah, and obviously it's all about the sales funnel. So the more opportunities that anyone can get into the funnel, the more that'll come out the other side. So
Mm-hmm.
great. And let me ask you, as far as building the solution itself, Were there any big hurdles to overcome at the beginning? I know business is not easy. Obviously, you're solving a solution for your clients, but just internally getting the solution up and running, what were some of the hurdles you overcame?
A really great question. So the AI part is actually extremely difficult to build and like do the R&D parts on. Um, a big shout out to Marcus, who's our head of AI, and Jeshurun, who are our senior data scientist. They do the core R&D work that's needed to create the best possible AI solution out there for creating accurate lip sync, accurate voice generation, and stuff like that. That is our core strength, and that probably was the biggest hurdle, and it still is. I'm not gonna lie, it's not perfect because
Sure.
we want a bunch of customers are asking for very specific features that the AI is just not capable of doing at this
Right.
moment. But the more people use it, the better it gets. And the better it gets, the more use cases we can address. So that's still a challenge, but it's definitely by the biggest challenge that we had to overcome.
Neat. No, and obviously it's part of entrepreneurship and part of
Yeah.
getting a product to market. So that's exciting to hear. And clearly, having the right team in place is a huge win. You know, it's a
Yeah.
major
Yes.
component. And so you mentioned that you've had how long has the product been out, like in a form similar to what we're seeing now? Like when did the product first launch? And
So we launched about a couple years ago, but we kept it under the wraps for quite some time. Um, we seriously started selling early this year, early 2023.
sure.
And so you could say like about a year we have had like the version 0.9 of the product
Hmm.
out there. January 2024 is where we're expecting to release like the actual version 1.1, where I can personally be happy on how quickly the videos are generating, how scalable it is, how stable it is. Uh,
Sure.
so yeah, about a year. Short
So I
answer.
guess my question is, like, as far as obviously the technology is amazing. Um, you know, as far as scaling, can an organization, a lot of our customers may have, a handful of sales reps, but some of the organizations have many, well over 100 sales reps. Can the solution scale as far as
I'm
the
glad you asked
technology?
this question. So the solution actually does scale really nicely. The problem with larger teams is slightly different. It's more a people problem. So we
Okay,
have to onboard. Right now, Spencer, who's like leading our customer success, doing an incredible job at onboarding new customers, teaching them how to use the platform. If they have any issues or questions, addressing them in real time. But
sure,
we saw this when we onboarded larger teams like Epsilon or SAP, that doing one-on-one onboardings is actually not possible to scale for us. It's a
right,
personal problem. So how do we address that? Uh, in order to do that, we have started fleshing out all of our tutorial space, knowledge base, understanding what kind of pinch points people have in the UX side, and addressing them on the design, making sure the process for enablement is as streamlined as possible so Spencer can
great.
onboard 10, 20, 30, 50 people at once. So that's in flight right now. They're getting it enterprise ready and making sure one account manager or one customer success manager can actually onboard and enable a fleet of sales reps as opposed to small pods.
Okay, yeah, you answered my question. And then as
Yeah.
far as the size of the campaigns, are a lot of users using it for traditional cold outreach, or are many of them using it for outreach to existing accounts to do upsells and cross sells and things like that?
Good question. It's actually a combination of both. I would say 75% people are using it for cold outreach. That's what we promote or like market a product as. But
Sure.
people are starting to find different applications for the same technology. So upselling, cross-selling, saving churned
Hmm.
or churning customers. So people are starting to find pockets of uh, like opportunities where they can pepper in personalized videos to improve like any business area that they want to improve on as far as sales and marketing is concerned. One really awesome use case that uh, well, we saw one of our customers using, and then we adopted it for ourselves, is
Sure.
they used our webhooks to notify themselves on whenever somebody clicks on the CTA button or the calendar widget on the video page. And that's a clear intent. And whenever somebody does that, they get a Slack notification using Potion's webhook feature.
Oh,
Uh,
that's great.
so we started using that. And whenever we get the Slack notification, our sales reps call the prospect and like, hey, just saw that you did this. Like the intent is there, the prospect is warm. And that's when you call them and answer all their questions or handle the objections. And that helps with improving the conversion rate quite dramatically.
And obviously, it's key to do, to focus your energies on what you're best at, and it obviously sounds like this is your core. But as far as the whole cycle, so for someone that wants to start a campaign, can they do everything that they need from start to finish within Potion, or are there other tools that they need to integrate to actually, uh, you know, handle the full campaign?
A great question. So um, a full campaign has multiple components to it. For uh, like loose components are, one is getting the email set up, domains and like email addresses ready.
Okay,
Second component is actual copy and the sequence design that can be done in HubSpot or instantly. The third component is writing the actual copy
right,
and creating the videos part, which is where Potion comes into picture. And the fourth one is being proactive on engagement side. So when somebody interacts with your campaign, how do you actually handle that? Follow-ups through cold calling or LinkedIn or however you want to handle it. So if those four components are ready, then we can say that the campaign is properly designed. So the tools that needed for domains, we use Google Domains. For
sure,
outreach, our recommended tools are Instantly and Smartly and HubSpot. Uh,
okay,
and you can also use Outreach for larger teams. For content design, I hate to say it, but using ChatGPT to improve your content copy is really important. Also, you can use ChatGPT to write video scripts that you can simply use to record your video and turn it
sure,
into personalized videos using Potion. And the fourth one is using Potion webhooks to be proactive when somebody interacts with your uh, email campaign and setting up the right notifications or pushing the user in the right email nurture workflow. That's the fourth part. So these are like the handful of tools that we recommend every customer to follow through.
got it. And obviously, with the updates Google has coming beginning of the year, a lot of companies are going to have to focus on making sure they have all of their properties,
Mm-hmm. I'm
set
actually
up
glad that you
correctly.
mentioned that. We are releasing an ebook that details with excruciating details in fine print on how to properly set up your email campaigns, from
Okay,
domains to warming to all the records that you need to add in your like domain setup to your copy, how to avoid spam filters. There's tons of good stuff that's
sure.
coming out in the ebooks.
If you want,
Look,
maybe after the podcast, get me a link to that, and I'll leave it in the show notes for people.
I got you. It's not released yet. We're expecting to release it next Monday
Sure.
or January first week. So I'll definitely loop you in
Yeah, no
whenever we
worries.
do release that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
obviously it's
it
timely.
Yes, it's really really important for people to like get their email setup done properly. Because February onwards, the world is going to look slightly different when it comes to cold outreach campaigns, and you need to be prepared to handle the changes. That's a must-have. And after sending about 5 million videos or generating 5 million videos, talking to 8,000 plus users, looking at how they do things, we have learned a thing or two on how to set up your email properly for cold outreach campaigns. And we're more than happy to share all of those learnings with everybody who's interested.
Fantastic. No, it sounds like your expertise in the area is really over and above what people are paying for the subscription for the service. Probably one of the key values to Potion.
That's
And
all thanks to Spencer and Michael, actually, because they are the ones who are talking to users and customers the most. So they are the ones
Sure.
who are telling me like, you need to build this, you need to fix this, you need to like create content on this. So yes, like big thanks to them, to my team, as opposed to just me.
And that's a great question. So when you're working on releases and updates to the solution, obviously it sounds like user feedback is a key aspect to figuring out the direction of what needs to be released. But how do you go about you know obviously you can't do everything. How do you go about actually figuring out which areas to focus on?
A great question. That's actually a core part of my job, understanding what customers want and how to implement it, when to implement it, how to prioritize it, how to quote unquote MVP it, and how to maximize it. Maximize, is that, if that's a word? Um,
It works for me, so
yeah, yeah. Some features you wanna flesh out real well. Some
yeah.
features you wanna minimize and create an MVP. There is two aspects to product management. One is understanding what people want explicitly, so that's people are aware of the problem and uh, you have a clear solution. The other one is implicit needs or latent needs that they don't even know about. Uh, think many times product people say like, oh, people don't know what they want, which is partially true, but they justify feature prioritization just because they want to build that feature. They say, oh, people don't want it. There is very subtle difference there. So understanding by talking to users, by talking to your sales team on what kind of questions people are constantly asking, looking at your support logs and support chat, and also talking with your customer success folks on looking at where are people spending the most time in the setup part, in the email outreach part, in the video generation part. Also looking at data logs on the actual product usage, on where people, which features are people just gravitating to mostly, which features you thought uh, were going to be popular but nobody's using it. Is it because you're hiding it, or is it because it's just not useful? So there's many facets to this that
Sure.
we have to look at before we prioritize a certain feature or an improvement in the product, sprint by sprint.
Okay, got it. And then as far as go to market, as far as how you're getting the word out there about Potion, what has been your main strategy?
Okay, that's a really cool question because we dog food our product. We
Okay,
just use our own product, do cold outreach on LinkedIn as well as email, and that's that's one channel. The other one is our customers just sharing Potion with their friends and like other people that they're working with. So it's a referral. We recently started working on some like basic marketing uh, stuff right now. It's very nascent. We haven't done any marketing up till now. We haven't done any paid marketing at all.
sure.
And we are also rolling out a partnerships program. It's an affiliate program where people get like 15 to 30% for lifetime of the customer. It's extremely generous um, as well. So cold outreach, dog fooding, and referrals is our bread and butter right now, but we are also fleshing out
Yeah, and
like
and
marketing channels and yeah.
obviously, getting the product to where you're happy with it is the first step and the key to
Yes.
and like you said, using your own product and all of that
Yes.
is key. And how does the you mentioned that it was one of the first solutions out there. Um, what distinguishes the product from other solutions that are out there at this point? Like what would you say is for one of our listeners that is possibly considering Potion and some other solution, what would you say is um, the couple of bullet points that you'd share with them as to why they should
Great question.
choose
Great
Potion?
question.
Yeah,
So before we launch Potion, I think after we launch maybe, there is another company called Synthesia that does like video generation, what have you. So it's actually a good product. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really good product, but it's not meant for the sales use case per se.
sure.
They create AI avatars, like AI faces that are talking, which is cool. But as a salesperson, you want to use your own face and voice to approach people. So that's one differentiator from using like AI avatars as opposed to us. Second one, we started seeing a lot of copycats after we launched because this is a problem
Right.
in the sales community, and I wasn't surprised that people are literally copying like our entire web like landing page, creating replica businesses.
Yeah.
But what we have that they don't is accurate lip sync and accurate voice cloning that uh, sets us apart. Like when you look at our competitors' videos, you can clearly tell that the mouth is moving
Yeah,
weirdly,
absolutely.
or yeah,
No, I'll be honest with you. I actually, had an opportunity to be cold outreached,
yeah.
and at the end of the day, unless you were, even if you were looking for it, I don't think you would know the difference. I mean, it really is that good, and
Yep.
that's a
So like,
testament to what your team has done.
and it's just gonna get better and better over time as well. So that's the core differentiator. The third biggest one is how we integrate with other tools. So uh, many of our competitors, sure, you can create these videos, but you still have to copy paste like the link and the preview of the video one by one.
Right.
Um, so we've built like simple integrations that you can embed your video in instantly, HubSpot, Outreach, without doing any like of the hassle. So you just copy a snippet, paste it in your sequence, and we just automatically change the video and the thumbnail of the video depending on who you're sending it to. So those are the three differentiators that we have compared to other folks that are out there.
And obviously, I can hear people saying, "Show us the product already. Show it to us." But
Yeah.
so if someone wants to literally upload a list of 1,000 companies that they're trying to prospect, it will literally just go through, piece everything together, and do the outreach.
Yes. Yeah. So the all you have to do is provide the system with the first name, the email address, and the background screenshot URL um, of your leads. And that's it. You upload a list of 1,000, you'll just make 1,000 videos for you, and doesn't take any effort. Each video will be customized to every prospect. So you don't have to say, hey, Michael, hey, Jenny, hey, John,
Yeah.
and create the entire video uh, and have their website in the background.
Well,
So,
that's the
uh,
reason we're
yeah,
talking right now. I was just so blown
yeah.
away by the product. It's crazy good. So yeah,
I'm glad.
if
I'm
you
glad.
wouldn't, yeah, it really is. If you wouldn't mind, yeah, share a screen with us, and let's
Absolutely.
show
Give me
everybody what this
one.
is all about, because I think we have
Give
a
me
lot of
1 second to
people
share my screen.
that will be very excited to get up and running.
Sweet. I'll keep this short. So, um, let's see. Boom. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can. That's perfect.
Sweet. So when you sign up, you will get a dashboard like this, and this is my test account. Um, and all you have to do is hit the create new video button and click on this dynamic video option, and you get multiple options, different kinds of dynamic videos that you can create. We call the video dynamic because you dynamically change the name, the background, and like other stuff in the video. So for now, I'm going to select personalized greeting and video background.
Okay.
Some people want to personalize only the background and keep the entire video generic. Some people want to just personalize the greeting without any background. That's like face only video. So you can have that optionality here. I'm going to click on
And
personalize.
just to ask, as far as
Go ahead.
best practices, as
Yeah.
much personalization as possible. Can I assume that that's going to increase the response rate, or?
Yes, I maximize on the personalization part, but you also want to make variants. So let's say in your opener email, you send a personalized greeting and video background video. In your follow-up, just send a text-based email only. In the second follow-up, just create a face-only video. In the follow-up after that, throw in another. So you want to test different kinds of variables and variants of your messaging through video, just like how you would test like email copy.
Sure.
You want to play around with this as well.
Okay, great.
Cool. So it's pretty simple. Select your option, and I don't know if my camera will start because it's being used by Riverside.
Yeah, I was going to say
Maybe
I'm not sure with
All good, no
Or
biggie. So
yeah,
it'll show your camera with a picture-in-picture face here, and you record your message. I'll show an example generated video to you guys.
great.
Um, cool. So looks like I'm in the same room. So I've prepared this video. In this video, I'm saying like, hey there, testing dynamic videos. As you can see, it automatically creates subtitles and everything. And I also added two test prospects, John and Dean. So
Okay.
if I click on John, it says, hey, John, and I'm actually saying, hey, John, in the video as well. Let me play this so you can, I don't know if you can hear it, but at least
Yeah,
let me
go ahead.
play.
Let's
I don't think you were able to hear it, but
no, it did. It
yeah,
came through just fine.
perfect, nice. So as you can tell, like it was actually in the video, I'm saying, hey, John, this is blah, blah. And the background is, in this example, I use sendgrid.com as the background. In Dean's example, I'm using google.com as background. So
So you
you
can really
add,
customize it and say, hey,
mhm,
I was at your website and,
correct,
whatever,
yes,
whatever your pitch is.
correct, yes. So you typical structure is, hey, John, this is Kanad from Potion. I was on your website, saw that you do X, Y, and Z. Our company helps you do A, B, and C. Let's connect. My calendar is right below this video. Let's jump on a call real quick. So it's a message similar to that effect. Super,
Sure.
super helpful. Also, holiday season is coming in. So if you want to send somebody like personalized holiday cards with like a Santa in the background or something like that, that's also definitely possible with the same technology. Um,
Great.
and you can, if you want to add more folks to this, you can just click on the add more prospects and you can import from your CRM if you wish to do so. So I've linked up my HubSpot so I can just pull up a list of contacts and populate that in and generate those videos if I need to. Once I'm done generating, you can click on the share your video option and see all these integrations. So if you're using instant
Yeah.
views, hit this copy instantly snippet, go in here instantly, paste the snippet in your like email body, and you're
Hmm.
done. That's all you have to do. So super simple to use, nothing crazy. You can fully customize your video page. As well, if you want to add VSL copy, you can do that. Change your logo, colors, branding. You can customize it to your liking, including the domain name, by the way. So you can have like video.yourcompanyname.com as a domain name if you wish to do so. So that's like a quick 1 minute rundown of how the product. There's like tons and tons of other features: subtitle generation, GIF personalization, tons of other stats. Um, but I won't bore you with those right now.
And do you find, as far as you know, response rates and things like that, is it best to have uh, how long a video? Just a real short video is all it's needed, or
Here's what we have learned after making about 5 million videos.
yeah,
Keep the video message as short as possible, 30 seconds to 60 seconds max, for your warm up or opening type messages. If a
okay,
warm lead has already, like you have already communicated with them and they want to see your demo, you can go longer, no longer than 3 minutes though. So make sure your demo is short. If the prospect is warm, there are some cases where you have to present case studies, like especially if you have like an SEO agency and you have
hmm,
created like a report on somebody's website and you have to present it. You can do that still. That those videos can go longer, but only when the prospect is engaged with you. If they're not engaged with you and like early in the campaign, you want to keep the videos as short as possible. And there are a couple other tips. Always enable subtitles. It's massive, massive impact on click-through rates because a lot of people watch the video on their phones and they don't have their volume on. So
oh,
subtitles come in handy
okay,
when they're consuming your content. Second is adding a calendar or a CTA type or a lead page, squeeze page link or a widget or a form widget on the video page itself. And in the video content, you can say like, hey, my calendar is right here. Let's jump on a call. So that one small like saving of like 3 seconds for your prospect actually has a good impact on your demo booking rate. And the third one is actually branding your video page properly. So custom domains, brand colors, logo, adding like your company links on the logo. So all of that being done properly helps tremendously. So those are like the three big learnings that we have apart from like video length that we've like observed so far.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's a good little checklist right there.
Yeah.
Obviously, key to getting things up and running correctly. And as far as integrations, what would you say are the biggest integrations that you're proud of that you see people using quite a bit?
Yep. So HubSpot, Instantly, Zapier are our top three integrations. So for HubSpot, you can connect Potion with your HubSpot and get or pull leads data directly into Potion. So it automatically starts creating videos for you. Second integration is Instantly. So a lot of people want to use Instantly just for outreach and warming. And for that, you can copy the Instantly snippet that I just showed you and paste it in. Super easy. The third one, which is like almost like up and coming, like now a hot type of an integration, is the webhooks one through Zapier. So you can set up webhooks for getting notifications on when somebody watches your video, when somebody clicks on your CTA button, when somebody clicks on your like calendar widget. And then you either call them or you put them in a different nurture sequence or follow-up sequence. So you can be really creative with that. You can also trigger video generation using webhooks. So when somebody signs up on your product, you create a personalized video message as a welcome message to them. So if you're using HubSpot or any other like email outreach tool. So that type of stuff you can do with webhooks. So those are the three really important integrations that personally I'm like super proud of.
Great. And then are there any, just in terms of roadmap and all of that, are there any releases that you've had recently that have been very successful and other things that you see coming up that you're looking forward to that you can
I
share
can
with our
tell you what's
listeners?
something juicy that's coming up. There are a couple ones actually. I'm really excited. The first one is allowing users to edit videos just by editing text. So right now the way it works is the AI looks at your subtitles and then like changes like lip sync in your video or voice in your video. We're going to extend capabilities of this functionality by allowing people to look at the subtitles, just edit it or remove or cut, paste stuff, and it'll automatically reflect in the video. So it's like Google Docs type editing, but for videos in your browser.
Very cool.
Super important because people never get like the right take in your video the first time around. So you have to like stop, restart, do it again, stop, restart, do it again, do it like 3 or 4 times. None of that will be required. So just hit it, record, cut the like, oh, bad take, I'll start again, all while recording the whole thing. I think Riverside also has a very similar feature where you can like edit or remove text from your podcast to create clips and like edit.
Sure.
It's something similar, but on a little bit on steroids. Because it's infused with AI that can actually lip sync and create proper lip sync for you. Second, really cool feature that's coming up next year is a gesture and emotions engine that's coupled with our AI, which is basically gonna you can actually tell it, hey, I don't think I sound confident enough. Remove the ums and ahs, focus in on my face a little bit more, make me smile a little bit more, and make me sound more confident.
Wow.
Send, and AI will learn like how you speak, make it more confident, and polish up your video. This editing style has never been done before, and I'm super excited to actually build and roll this out sometime next year. This is going to be a really, really exciting project.
Wow, that's really neat. So, I think that's a wonderful thing about software as a service is you on the back end, you're always improving and making things
Improving.
better, and yeah, at a very high level.
Yeah.
And where do you see the video prospecting market kind of heading in the future? Like what's the direction? Obviously it sounds like more players are jumping into the ring, but as far as the market and the technology and uses.
Great question. So, for video prospecting specifically, we do see a future, at least in the near term, where more people adopt this as a means of communication, and then it becomes the norm, and then it becomes a question of who produces the best quality content. So salespeople who are really good on camera will perform really, really well. Just like if a copywriter is good, they're going to perform well in their outreach or marketing campaigns. We're going to see something similar. In general, we've been seeing this trend for quite a while now, where people are consuming less text but more video, short form video content. So allowing people to produce high quality short form content as a means of like engaging with their prospects better is where the real money is, quote unquote, when it comes to video prospecting. We'll also see a spillage into other business functions, so like marketing support, uh, customer success. So anything that's adjacent to sales that help companies either reduce churn, increase net dollar retention, upsell, cross sell. You'll start seeing adoption of that along with sales with these types of like video personalization tools as well. So those are the two short-term trends or predictions that I have for 2024 and 2025.
And it's interesting because obviously email is still one of the most important
Yeah,
channels, and it's very much used. Um, do you see individuals actually responding positively, to receiving an email that has video in it? What are you seeing as far as the end user case?
great question. So we're seeing both positive and negative responses, not gonna lie. But it really depends on how you craft your email. So just like a normal text-only email campaign, you do get positive and negative replies. So
Right.
it really depends on how you have crafted your campaign, how the copy and subject line and body of the email, does it resonate with the person? Is a target market qualified or target prospect qualified to buy? Um, there's many factors to it, but if you don't execute correctly, you're going to get negative replies. If you do
Yeah.
execute properly to the right people who actually have the need for your product, then you're going to get more positive replies than expected. So
Yeah. So I
that's
think
what I'm
it's like,
seeing. Yeah.
yeah, like anything else. Obviously, the hard work
Correct.
is getting the list
Yes.
correct, getting the targets correct, and not just trying to
Yeah.
send mass amounts of videos, but to send really focused and
Mhm.
and well
It's at
well
the end of the
targeted
day, it's a
videos.
tool. Absolutely, yeah. Well targeted videos, and at the end of the day, it's a tool or a weapon in your arsenal, and the weapon is only as good as the man who wields it. So, uh, or woman. Um,
There you go.
so it really depends on how you actually like execute, as opposed to is like a generalized outcome.
Yeah, I mean it's a no-brainer. I mean
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
solution is like everyone likes to say 10x, but it really is that much better than any of the current
Yes.
tools that are in place
Yes.
right now. So
I
for
agree with you.
yeah, I mean, so for anyone who's interested in getting started with the solution, how do they choose which way to get started in terms of, what does the pricing model look like, and how do they decide how to get started?
Great question. So before I even tell that, there's like a qualification process from our perspective also. Like we do want to work with people who have an existing outreach solution in place, as opposed to someone who's just getting started. They don't have any copy, they don't have any like email sequencing set up, they don't have any metrics on success rates and stuff like that. So you can't really compare. So if you are serious about cold outreach, if you have an existing cold outreach campaign running, then head over to sendpotion.com. That's sendpotion.com, and schedule a call with us. You can also drop in Michael's name
Yeah,
on that. Yeah,
I'll pop a link in the show notes as well.
yeah, yeah. And what we'll do is we actually take a consultative approach. We go in and we look at what sequences you have running, what the metrics look like, how many emails you're sending, your open rate, click-through rate, demo booking rate. And then we give you a consultation on this is where you should implement these steps for these videos. And here's like a outline for a script. Sometimes people have like top of the funnel requirements. Sometimes people have middle of the funnel. Sometimes people have churn reduction requirements. So it really depends on um, the customer. And we have like Spencer and Graham who handle this. They give you proper consultation on where you need to incorporate videos. And if you are serious, then it's $247 per month per user. That allows you to generate 2,000 unique videos per month,
Wow.
and $497 per month that allows you to generate 10,000 unique videos per month. Uh, Both of them come with like hands-on coaching, white glove onboarding type of treatment.
Great. So it's really a very partnership oriented approach. I mean, you're really
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
looking, you want to make sure that the customers are successful.
As a startup, we want to make sure that everyone who uses the product sees success. Because if they don't, then we don't have a business on our hands. So we go above and beyond on. So we don't just give a product. We actually make sure that you succeed with the weapon or tool that we have built for you. Over time, like this is not a scalable thing for us to do. So over time, we might provide some like automation capabilities, like automated coach, what have you. But as of now,
Sure.
it's we sit with you, we
So
dig in, and
now
we
is,
build it for you.
yeah, now's the time to get up and running because
Yeah,
obviously this level of attention won't last forever. So that's key.
I don't think we can sustain this, but for now, we're pushing it.
Great, great. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time out today to connect and let our listeners understand the potion solution in greater detail. I appreciate that demo, and we will leave everything in the show notes. And coming up on our next podcast, we have Andy Carusa, and he's with the market-leading Nacho B2B software as a service marketplace, and they help manage, discover, and companies purchase software subscriptions. So, really a very exciting podcast coming up that we're looking forward to, and that's coming up for next week. And Kanad, I really appreciate your taking the time out to join us on the Software Spotlight today.
Thank you so much for having me, Michael. We'll talk soon.